What's up guys? Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be sharing some of my favorite go-to meals. I have 9 different recipes that I'm sharing in this video for breakfast, lunch, dinner, and I'm also including a really delicious snack. Anyways, all of these meals are fairly healthy. I like to eat real simple and clean. I don't have all the time in the world to prepare these elaborate meals, so I like to keep things super easy. If you guys are new to my channel, I am a mom of 1 little girl. She is 3 years old. Her name is Scarlett, and on my channel I do a lot of daily vlogs, but I love cooking and I love sharing recipes and meal inspiration like this, so I hope you guys like today's video. And if you do like videos like this, make sure to give this one a thumbs up. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that red subscribe button down below. Also make sure your notification bell is hit so you can be notified when I do post new videos. You can also follow me over on Instagram, and without further ado, let's go ahead and jump on in to the video. Okay, my very first breakfast go-to meal is some kind of nut butter toast, and today I'm going to be using almond butter. The ingredients I use to make my nut butter toast are whole wheat toast, almond butter, chia seeds for extra fiber, some banana, and then I like to top it with granola and honey. The very first thing I'm going to do is toast my bread in my toaster and then chop up my banana. This is a very fast and easy breakfast that also tastes delicious. You guys are going to notice as you watch my recipes that I share today that everything takes very little prep time, and maybe 5 minutes or less for most of these recipes, and everything is so delicious and flavorful, but very easy, simple, and practical. Baby. Finally, I am just layering up my toast. First, I do almond butter, then chia seeds, and then I top it with banana, granola, and then top that all with honey. And there you have it, almond butter, banana toast. If you have a morning sweet tooth like I do, this will satisfy your craving, and it's a really good healthy option to start your day. My next go-to breakfast recipe that I'm going to share that I love making is overnight oats. These are so easy to eat in the morning because you actually do the prep the night before. To make my overnight oats, all you're going to need is some rolled oats, some kind of syrup. I prefer this maple agave blend. You'll need a milk base. I like almond milk, so that's what I'm going to use. Cacao powder, or you could also use a chocolate protein powder if you'd prefer that. Some vanilla will be good to add to the flavor, and then I'm also going to use chia seeds for some extra fiber. And then you're also going to want some kind of container. You don't have to have a mason jar, but I prefer using mason jars. You could easily just put this in a little like glass jar or plastic container or something like that too. Just something you can put a lid on and shake up. But like I said earlier, these are so incredibly easy to make because you do prep these the night before. So the very first thing you're going to do is add your rolled oats, and I added about a cup of oats, and then a tablespoon of chia seeds, a tablespoon of cacao powder, a tablespoon of hemp seeds, and then I'm also going to add just a splash of vanilla. The last things you're gonna do is add your syrup, and you just wanna add this to taste, honestly. If you have a really big sweet tooth in the morning, then maybe add a little extra. And then you're gonna add your almond milk, and I usually just fill this mason jar on up, probably adding about maybe a cup of milk, if not a little bit more. Next, you're just going to top your mason jar with its lid, put that on nice and tight and secure, and shake it up so it mixes up really well. And then last but not least, you're going to throw this in the fridge overnight, and the oats are going to soak up all the liquid, and it's going to become a little bit thicker, and it will have a more oatmeal-like consistency. I told you if we dance in the blizzard, we are not getting cold. So keep on dancing, baby. Okay, so this is what it looks like when you wake up in the morning. It's definitely thickened up a little bit. The chia seeds have expanded, and the oats have just soaked up all of that yummy goodness, and it tastes so delicious. You definitely could heat this up if you want, but I prefer to eat my overnight oats cold. I just top it with some fresh fruit. I prefer strawberries, bananas, blueberries, something like that. But today I had strawberries and bananas, so I'm just gonna top my oats with that, add a little bit of honey, and there you have it. So delicious, so easy, and Scarlett likes this too, my daughter. She loves this, so we actually ended up sharing this today. Okay, moving on to a snack recipe that I'm going to share. This is one of my favorite protein shake recipes. I have not made this for a while actually, so I was excited to make this today. I kind of go through phases of protein shakes. But anyways, what you're going to need to make this is some almond milk, some protein powder, and I'm using a vanilla protein powder, some hemp seeds, some frozen blueberries, a banana, and an avocado. The very first thing you're going to do to make this smoothie is just add all your ingredients to your blender. I do have a Ninja single serve blender, which I will leave a link to it down below. I love it. I recently just got it. But I'm going to add a full banana, and then I'm also going to add a full avocado. Now my avocados are really small. If you have a large avocado, I'd probably just add half. But I absolutely love avocado in my smoothies. You can't even tell it's there. You get those healthy fats, and it also makes your smoothies so creamy and delicious. But next I'm going to add a cup full of frozen blueberries, about 2 tablespoons of hemp seeds, and then I'm also going to add a scoop full of my protein powder and probably about a cup and a half of almond milk. The next thing you're going to do is the obvious, blend it all up, get it nice and blended and creamy and delicious, and it makes this really pretty purple color, by the way, so you feel super fancy. But you guys, this is such a delicious smoothie, and it has protein and healthy fats and antioxidants from the blueberries. It's so good for you, so I highly recommend it. Moving on to lunch, I'm going to be sharing a Waldorf chickpea salad. This is a play off of a chicken salad that I love to make. I'm not vegetarian, but I don't personally love to cook with meat, so I am going to be using garbanzo beans in place of chicken, but if I was to use chicken, I'd probably just buy a rotisserie chicken and shred that to add. And then I'm also going to add celery. I end up only using one of these apples. I'm also going to add grapes, some Dijon mustard, mayonnaise, walnuts, apple cider vinegar, and then you're also going to want some ingredients to eat the salad with. So for me, I personally like to eat it with pita chips. I like to use the pita chips as a chip to dip in the salad, or I also like to eat it as a lettuce wrap. So I just add my salad on top of some lettuce, but you could also eat it on a croissant sandwich, some wheat bread. You could add it to pita bread. You could even add it to a wrap, add some spinach. That would be really delicious. There's so many different ways you could eat this. The next few recipes that I am going to be sharing for lunch and for dinner could totally be adjusted to fit your lifestyle, whether you're vegan, vegetarian, dairy-free, whatever. So definitely keep that in mind. I'll also share a couple different options or ways you could make these as well. But anyways, the very first thing you're going to do to make this salad is just get all your ingredients chopped up. This is probably the recipe I share that takes the longest prep, and by longest I mean maybe 10 minutes, so not long at all, but chopping up all of the produce does take a second. I also have this OXO chopper that is amazing. I get questions on this chopper every time I use it, but it's so good. It makes chopping up your produce super fast and easy, so I'll leave a link to this down below. But after your produce is all chopped up, it's time to start adding everything together. So start with your chickpeas, then add your chopped celery, your chopped apple, your chopped grapes. You'll want to roughly chop your walnuts as well, so go ahead and add those and then give that a good stir. I realized my bowl was a little bit too small, so I ended up moving this to a larger bowl so I could add my dressing. I was really bad about measuring this stuff out. I usually just do this to taste, but I would say I probably added about like 3/4 cup of mayo, and then a tablespoon of Dijon mustard and a splash of apple cider vinegar. I tasted that to make sure it tasted right, and it did. So I'm going to add my dressing to my chopped produce and get this mixed up. This is how I cook. I'm always just like adding random things and then trying it to see how it tastes. I decided I wanted to add a little bit of a freshly squeezed lemon, so I added about half of that, and then I also added some pepper and some Himalayan sea salt. I put my Waldorf salad on a bed of lettuce with some cucumber, and then also with some of those pita chips that I shared earlier. so delicious, so light and healthy, and it's the perfect lunch option. It also makes a ton extra, so you have really yummy leftovers throughout the week. Okay, the next lunch meal I'm going to share is definitely more of a breakfast meal, but I eat this for lunch and sometimes for dinner, probably 3 times a week, if not more. But I like to call this an avocado toast and a sweet potato egg hash. To make this, you're going to want eggs, everything but the bagel seasoning is my favorite to top this with, but any kind of seasoned salt would honestly be fine. I'm going to use some little cherry tomatoes and avocado. These sweet potato ribbons from Trader Joe's are awesome, but you could definitely just chop up a sweet potato if you don't have these, and then a piece of whole wheat bread. The very first thing I'm going to do is start cooking my sweet potatoes because they do take the longest. I'm going to add a little bit of butter to a hot pan. Next, I'm going to add my sweet potatoes, give that a nice stir, and then top it with the lid so it can kind of steam and cook the sweet potatoes a little bit faster. I do this differently every single time, but today I'm going to crack my eggs in a bowl and scramble those up. Sometimes I just crack my eggs directly in the pan. It really just depends on what I'm feeling, but I wanted them to be a little bit fluffier today. I'm going to set my eggs aside and now start on my avocado. So I'm just going to cut up my avocado and get out all of the yummy goodness, take out the seed, and get this nice and mashed up so I can put this on my toast. I added a little bit of the everything but the bagel seasoning to my avocado mix, and I'm going to stir that up. Next, I'm going to throw 1 piece of bread in the toaster to get that toasted, and I'm also going to add my egg mixture to my pan that had the sweet potatoes in it. I like to just make a little center area for my eggs to go in. I turn down my heat, add a little bit of extra butter so the eggs don't stick to the pan, and I dump my egg mixture into the center of the sweet potatoes. I'm also going to top it with some more everything but the bagel seasoning, my absolute favorite, and I'm just going to let that cook. Once my toast is ready, I'm going to add some butter to it, top it with my avocado mixture, and then I'm also going to top it with some cut up cherry tomatoes. By this time, my eggs and sweet potatoes are ready, so I'm going to add that to my dish, and that is it. How delicious does that look? So colorful and yummy and healthy, and so many good things happening here, you guys, with the avocado, the healthy fats, the sweet potatoes, the eggs. I feel like I get asked about this recipe all the time over on Instagram, so I'm excited to share this once again on my channel with you guys today. Every time I make this, it's slightly different, but I am going to be making my hobo packets. So in order to make these, you're going to need ground beef, some butter, aluminum foil, carrots, a yellow onion, a potato of some kind. I'm using a sweet potato, and then you're also going to want onion salt or some kind of seasoning salt and some garlic. But basically, you're going to throw everything into a packet, like an aluminum foil packet, and wrap it up and throw it in the oven. So you can either do it in the oven, or you could also throw it on a fire in a grill. But today, since I'm inside, I'm going to be showing you how I make these in the oven. They do take a little bit longer. They're definitely faster on a grill. These are a fast and easy option, plus they make great leftovers as well. But the very first thing you're going to do to make these is rinse and clean and chop up all of your produce, and then you want to lay out your aluminum foil. So typically about 1 thing of ground beef makes me 4 packs. Next, I'm going to add my ground beef to a bowl. I'm going to add some onion salt from Trader Joe's. I love this stuff. If you have access to a Trader Joe's, I highly recommend this seasoning. Also, I'm going to add a very large spoonful of garlic because I do like garlic. Then I'm just going to get all of this mixed up. This is the part I hate. I do not like touching raw meat. It grosses me out. And I realized I forgot to take off my ring, which drove me crazy. But next I'm going to make my patties. And the key to making these in the oven is to definitely go flatter. Like do a very thin patty, otherwise they will take forever to cook. But there are honestly endless ways to make these foil packets. So many different options. I really want to make a smothered burger like this. So I would do the patty with mushrooms and onions and then top it with like some pepper jack cheese or something like that. I think that'd be so yummy. But you could also easily make these vegetarian by adding a black bean burger or a veggie burger. You could add different vegetables, different types of potatoes, really whatever you want or whatever you have in your cabinet. But now that I have my burgers all ready to go, I'm just going to top it with my vegetables. And something you definitely don't want to do is overfill your packets. Be generous, but not too generous, otherwise they'll kind of overflow and just become really messy. I'm also going to add a little slice of butter to each patty. This will help keep the vegetables from drying out. You could also add olive oil, really whatever you prefer. And then I'm also going to top it with some seasoned salts from Trader Joe's. I wasn't originally going to do this, but I decided last minute to do it, and it definitely was the right decision because it tasted so good. And then the last thing you're going to want to do before you throw them in the oven is wrap up your foil packets. I would recommend putting your packets on a pan just in case any juices do decide to drip out of your packets. It saves you from having a messy oven. I would put those in the oven on 350 for about 45 to 50 minutes or until your burger is all the way cooked through. And once you take them out of the oven, gently unwrap your packets and add a slice of cheese and then package them back up and just let the cheese melt. Usually the cheese will melt in like 60 seconds or so, and then you can plate your meal. And you guys, this is seriously so delicious. It definitely looks prettier when you use a white potato, but the sweet potato was delicious with this, and this has always been a huge hit in my home. Okay, the final meal that I'm going to share with you guys today for dinner is a barbecue veggies bowl. In order to make this, you're going to need some kind of rice. I'm using an organic jasmine rice, some broccoli, a yellow onion, some seasoning salt, barbecue sauce, some cauliflower, and some carrots. You could definitely add chicken if you prefer chicken or like a sausage or something like that, but I decided to do just veggies tonight. This meal is so easy to make and so delicious. The first thing you want to do is preheat your oven to 350 degrees, add your vegetables to a pan, and chop up your onion. Before you add your cauliflower to the pan, you do want to add it to a separate bowl first to top it with your barbecue sauce. If I was to cook chicken or sausage, I would treat it the same exact way. So you just want to get this all mixed up, and then you can go ahead and add it to your pan. Once my barbecue cauliflower is all mixed up, I'm going to add that to the pan, and then I'm going to top all of this with a little bit of butter and seasoning salt. Here is what your pan ends up looking like before you put it in the oven. It's so colorful and it's so good. Like, this is such a good and easy meal. Prep took maybe 5 minutes, if that, but I'm going to put this in the oven and let it cook for about 45 minutes or so, or until the carrots are nice and soft. And then about 5 to 10 minutes before I'm about to take my vegetables out of the oven, I'm going to cook my organic jasmine rice. I bought this at Trader Joe's. I love bagged rice. It makes it really convenient and easy to eat. So I'm just gonna throw this in my microwave and get this cooked, add it to a bowl, and then I'm gonna top my bowl with all of my delicious roasted veggies. And there we have it, a barbecue veggie rice bowl. Bowls are always like one of my go-to types of meals, so anything that involves vegetables and rice I always love. But this one was so easy, so simple, so delicious and healthy, and fast to make. Okay, that wraps up today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing all of these recipes. Like I said, these are recipes that I've been cooking forever. They're go-to recipes. They're very easy and simple meals. So I hope you guys like this. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're new. Make sure your notification bell is hit so you can be notified when I do post a new video. And I will see you guys in my next one.